What is up, everybody? Today I'm bringing you another free game that's a blast, that's awesome, that helps you create game worlds on the fly. I love this thing. Check this out. Yeah, so it's called Pocket Lands, pocketlands.com. Go there and check out a couple of other things. They've got I've never, how do I say that?
Bestiary. Bestiary. Bestiary.
They got a playing card deck of that, and there's a Kingdom deck of cards that's coming out as well. But today we're talking about Pocket Lands, the Overland Travel game. So it's called a game, and it's fun. I tell you that, it's really fun. But what I find is it's more than a game. It's basically it's an addition. It's a supplement to all your other games. So let's say you've got Dungeons and Dragons group you got going, and they want to cross a land. You don't have a map. You can play this with them or by yourself to prepare a map, to prepare a world map using this game. This game's got rules, I believe, for actually going into dungeons, going into catacombs, and actually doing things. Although I haven't explored all the intricate details of that yet. What I'm going to hit is the highlight of the map making process, how it works, and show you what it's like so you can see how fun it is. But it goes great hand in hand with other games, and basically like 4 Against the Darkness. Let's say you want to start a dungeon. Well, maybe you need a map first, or maybe you just finished a dungeon. Maybe you played 4 Against the Darkness for the first time and you loved it. You were in some random dungeon that you had no idea about, and then you finished it. Well, now what you could do is take this game, come out of that dungeon, start using this game, and your dudes can travel around. You got your real dudes, your real 4 Against Darkness dudes, and this will help you build a map, and you stumble upon things, and you can stumble upon another dungeon, or you can go to a woodlands territory, and you can use the Crucible of Classic Critters. The Crucible of Classic Critters expansion for 4 Against Darkness to make a wilderness adventure right there, just in one of the squares. It's just a great supplement for other things. So let's get started. Overland Travel version 1.1 by Alexey Aparin. I hope I pronounced that correctly. No clue. I'm pretty sure. Alexey Aparin. Got to be that way. If it's not, Alexey, you need to change your name, because that sounds like a good way to pronounce it. Create a game world on the fly. Let your heroes travel, discover new territories, find adventures, diverse dungeons to explore, and make their way through endless lands. Beautiful, beautiful. It's a supplement for your heroes, depending on what game you got, to create a map. Or, as opposed to a supplement, let's just say you're a DM and you want to make a world map, and you don't know how to make one off the top of your head. Do this. This will create a map for you, literally. So you start in the middle of your graph paper. You go 4x4. You make it a 4x4 square. You start with your home, I believe. Oh, actually, no. Here we go. You roll. I'm gonna go over the rules really fast, high level, quickly overview, and then I'm gonna take you to the table, and we're gonna actually roll a few, and we're gonna make a little bit of a map so you can see how it works. But let's hit the high points real quick. You roll a d6, which is your starting table, and these are all different things. So maybe this is a city, maybe this is a castle, maybe this is a church. I can't remember all the things. We'll hit that in a second. So this would be your starting 4x4 square in the middle of your graph paper. And then you decide to go. Your guys have 8 hours. They're traveling. It is a game with your guys if you're going to do it, because you have to do some things to stay alive. Like, you got to eat. You can't just like walk around the earth and not eat, or you're going to die, right? So you have 8 hours per day. You crossing every block, every region takes a certain amount of time based upon what's in the way, like a rushing mighty river or mountains. Takes a little longer. Every few hours you have to rest. You have 7. So when you start this game, you got your adventures. You got 7 rations, and you got to eat every 8 hours, or you lose a hit point. So based on whatever your people's hit points are, this is really cool, because it actually attaches to other games. Like, you're not making dudes here. You're not making adventurers or dudettes in this game. It's assuming that you already have dudes and dudettes, and then it applies its rules to your game. It's like a superimposed, it's a game upon a game, and you bring the game and plug it in. It's like an interface. It's very brilliant. I love it. I'm really excited about this. At the end of the day, you can rest, which gives you good things, or eat. If you don't, you lose health, right? Here's the rest symbol. So this might be what a map would look like. This is what we're going to be producing. This is how long it takes to cross each type of terrain. Water is going to have boats eventually. That's a future addition. But so you got your wasteland, grassland, swamp, hills, forests, mountains. Here's where you could use your classic critters. You could just, these guys, Eric, The Crucible of Classic Critters by Eric Bouchard. Eric N. Bouchard. Oh my gosh, that guy's getting boiled alive in a cauldron of green crap. That you don't want that to happen to you. That looks rough. It's 4 Against Darkness for character levels 4 and above, but it's woodland style. And so inside this book, which you need to buy on drive-through-rpg.com or whatever, I can give you the link of this too in the description. He uses the procedural way of they create dungeons with 4 Against Darkness, but now in a woodland setting, and then you got nymphs and sprites and a bunch of new animals, griffins and all that scary crap. And so yeah, you land on a forest, you got a game right there. You can game on. I'm going to go from this game to the 4 Against Darkness game, and then I can continue on, basically building a giant world. It's cool, man. It's so cool. Roads make things a little faster. Traveling through regions. Here's the rules of how to travel through regions. You roll the dice. So let's say I'm heading east, as this picture shows, and let's say I want to see what's in the next region. I can peek at the next region. I roll a dice. The dice tells me what kind of region it is, what kind of things are on it, and then I connect. It's really cool how they connect roads and waterways. You'll see how that works. It's pretty amazing. If you decide to go into that region, then you would color it if you want, or make some sort of movement, some sort of indication that you visited that. When you visit it, what do you find? You find these special features. Oh, I found ruins. You could then go right to 4 Against Darkness rules, or I think there's rules in the bottom of this for doing that. I'm not exploring that just yet. But yeah, there's an adventure right there. Or if you guys don't want to explore that, they can keep going, and on they go, on and on and on. Boats coming soon. There's mounts you can buy in cities. Here's how you discover new regions, as I just went over. Here's our discovery table. So you roll 2d6s, just like you do in 4 Against Darkness, and here's the things you discover. The first 6 are water, and then there's other things that move on with it. So S, the whites it's going to be the same type of topography. So if it's a swamp, if you're in the swamp, it's going to stay a swamp. If it's in a forest, it's going to stay a forest. If it's green, it's going to change to a forest. And this is where the water ends. So if you got water coming in, you need to make it end there. And yeah, what's this? This is how the roads lead out. So if you got a road coming in, if you're coming in from here, then you would go road to down there. All right. Let's just dispense with all the explanationaries and move right into the game. All right, so I'm going to pull out my handy-dandy graph paper to get started. I'm going to roll a d6 to get our starting position. It's a 1, so I'm going to pull out the book and roll or draw a 1. Before I do that, check. So here's a box of stuff my teenage daughters grew out of, and you know, I'm 48, and I'm like, what? Look at this stuff. This is awesome polka dot tape, and I'm going to use all this stuff, and I'm, you know, a little bit older, and I don't know what that says about me, but whatever. This is the way of things. All right, so I drew my starting position. That's got a river running through the middle. There's a little house. I guess that's a little town. We're just coming out of a town. That doesn't, okay, come out. It's a swamp. This is swampland, so I'm coming out of a swampland. I guess that's my home, is a swamp. How cool is that? And yeah, so that's starting position number 1. So up here, I'm keeping track of 7 rations, and I'm keeping track of the time. We've walked for 1 hour so far because we were on a road. It only takes 1 hour to walk on a road. We're going to go up north, and we have 7 rations per person. And so here's what we do. We're going to roll the dice, and we're going to see what is coming up for the next piece of territory, the region. So we roll a, what is that? 43. Yeah. Roll 43. So 43. You see that's the white one right there where it says 43. There's water in the bottom southwestern corner. The road goes to the east. It's the same topography, and the water means nothing because it's not going to be adjacent to other water structure. So guys, sorry the screen's so dark. I'll brighten it up in a minute. But as you can see, the 43 right there, and this that translates into the box on the left there. It's not colored in because I haven't ventured in yet. I have just looked at the edge, but it's swamp, and you can see how because the arrow going out, the road goes out. So let's go in there and see what's in there. What is in there? So our 4 jolly adventurers, having had a stiff drink of ale, head out into the wilderness to become mighty warriors. And the first thing they stumble upon is a necropolis. The dank cold and the smell of decay emerges from the dark, gloomy galleries of this necropolis. Undead. So as you can see, this is a beautiful map here. It's like tile sets. I think I could probably cut these into pieces and somehow use them. I'm not going to go into this right now. I'm still going to stay on the top of the map, but I'm going to mark down that I found a necropolis, and we're going to keep going. Okay, so I went into the region from the south side. I drew my necropolis. Couple quick, easy observations here. A, I can't draw this small. I had to put my glasses on to even see 4x4. I wonder if I should make this 8x8 in the future for my own personal preferences. It just would mean I would need extra sheets of paper, and I would just go off the edges and just continue on. I think I might do that because this is kind of rough on me. But I'm not going to delve into the necropolis, but it is a dungeon. So, and one thing we could do from now on, or at this point, because it's on the same side of me, and I drew it on the same side, I assumed that with the contents, and maybe I mistook this, but when I wrote on the contents table and it said necropolis, I just put it on the side that I was on. I don't know if it's supposed to go somewhere else or not. I might find out later different, but I put it on the side that I was on. That's what we found. And I'm not going to jump in there, although looking at the dungeon tile sets, they look really good. Like this, Alexey did a great job. It looks really neat and very intriguing. I'm still a little fuzzy on how to use it, but I don't want to go into that tonight anyway. But yeah, there's some really cool stuff. I'm going to probably do a follow-up video on how to use these dungeon tiles as well, if you want to use those, as opposed to whatever other system you want to use. But yeah, pretty interesting. So here I am. I'm in the swamp again. I see a necropolis. I'm scared. I got my thief is like flipping out. My monk's trying to calm the thief. Fighter's like, let's just go kill everybody. And my wizard could care less either way. To tell the truth, I think my wizard has a penchant for undead. I think he might be thinking about wishing he was a necromancer. And so whatever, we're not doing this. This is just not healthy for us. We're going to stay on this road, and we're going to continue on to the east side. So because I stay on the road, I'm going to count that as another hour. So I've been adventuring for a full 2 hours. And now I'm going to roll on my table. Discovery table, 31. So let's see what a 31 is. Sorry for the archaic manual way of doing this, but I just could not figure out a way to do it. I tell you what, this game has got me wanting. I'm a computer programmer by trade, and man, this game's got me wanting to make a map making piece of software. I've wanted to do that for a long time, just so kind of like you can draw out a map like you would on graph paper, but just online. I haven't found one of those yet, and man, I'd love to do something like this where you just drag and drop these sections, whatever. And Alexey has a tool that actually shows you how these are created. I'll show you that before we go. But okay, I digress. Back to 31. 31 looks like it now turns into hills, I believe that is. And here's a basin, so this is cool. Here's a basin, and there's a river, and the road goes to the west. Problem is, I'm already coming from the west, so I'm guessing the road ends. So let me draw this out. All right. No, that's not it. Let me draw the basin. And the river goes across. Now, because the road ended, if the road went through, I'd be walking on a bridge. I wouldn't be slowing down. But now I have to cross hills and river. Dang. So I'm going to enter. So I'm going to color this in, and then we're going to roll for contents. All right, so I rolled a 26. 26 is a flying island. Of course there's a flying island. That makes perfect sense. Why not? What's a flying island, Precious? The legends were true. A gigantic moss-covered block of stone sweeps over the land, gently carried by the winds. Water drips from a small lake surrounded by a lush forest, exotic birds and trees never seen elsewhere. Fortunately, it's not too high for the moment. It's almost within reach.
The heroes need a rope, a flying mount, a zeppelin, or a teleportation spell to climb up, which we don't have. So this is a feature, guys. This is on the contents table. There are features. Features only happen once, so this flying island won't be here again. And I don't know if I'm going to pretend I don't have a rope, but if I did, I could roll a d6. A d6 would allow me to do some combat or an observation point where I can see all the lands around me, so I can see all the adjacent regions. That's cool. A 4 and a 5 would give me a flying vessel. This island is an ancient flying vessel. There's enough power to travel over d6 regions, and it only takes 1 hour to discover a region and 1 hour to travel to a region. So just super fast. And then of course there's a treasure. Oh, a 6 is a treasure. So very cool. There's a feature. I'm not gonna, I guess I draw this, but it won't be here when I get back. So there might be a rule about that. I'm gonna skip that for now. So now we have to cross hills and rivers. This is gonna be rough. Okay guys, so it takes me 5 hours to go across. Where do you wanna go, y'all? Let's go 1, 2, 3. So yeah, let's go south. And we're now at 7 hours. Hold on. Okay guys, so I just rolled a 36 for my new region. So 36 has a basin flowing from one side to the next, but because there's water touching it from the south side, as you can see, there will be no basin or water. There's also 3 arrows on 36, see that to your left there? And there's no roads. So this is basically just gonna be more hill land. This is gonna be boring hill land without even any water. So let's just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Someone let the cat in. That's great. Oop. Hold on. So, boom, hills. Let me paint this brown. Oh, I messed that up. That should be the finished. Now, it starts as a basin, but because there's four sides of land, this is now a lake. We got a nice little lake there. Wonder if I can go fishing. I think I can go fishing. That's one of the actions, I believe, but I don't know if that's an action I can do. I'll check that out here in a second. Fishing. We're making ourselves a fishing game. Sorry. All right. So I'm smack dab. I've gone in. Oh, I need to roll contents. So contents 33. Fallen Temple. Very cool. A sinister aura is emanating from the walls. Every time the heroes enter a chamber, a random hero is cursed with fear. Oh wait, this isn't a description. Anyway, I came in from the north into this region and I found this really disgusting, terrible looking fallen temple. It's not disgusting looking, I mean, it's just terrifying, right? So I entered from the north into this region and found this terrifying fallen temple, which I'm not going into right now. There's all kinds of cursings and dooms and sacrificial tables and galleries of boss reliefs, of course. Scary. Let's keep going. I'm gonna go to the east. I wanna go to the side here. So, oh, wait, hold on. Can't do that. Time out. Okay guys, so check this out. We got about an hour into our travels. We were gonna try to go east to the next adjacent region when we realized the day was over. So we all sat down, we had a yummy meal. You will notice that I had to draw a tent because now we're going to rest. I am not at a shelter, so we're just making camp in the wild. I'm going to delete ration from everybody. We're down to 6 rations. I'm gonna start my 8 timer over again. You know what I should do? I'm gonna get an 8-sided dice for this. I'm just gonna turn over the 8-sided dice to tell you how many hours we've used. That's a great idea, Todd. Thanks, man. So down to 6 rations, we're resting. Let me find the rest table. Okay guys, I'm gonna roll on a D6 on the rest table. That's a 5. Under actions for rest, that's where the rest table's at. It's nice and quiet, nothing bad happened. I recovered a wound, which I didn't have a wound anyway. So it's the next day, we're starting over. I'm gonna run over to this lake here and we're gonna try to fish. That's one of the actions I can take. So I'm gonna roll on a D6. And, oh, I broke my fishing gear. Sweet, that was 1. It's one, break your fishing gear, everything else, success. So good job, Todd. That was Tanis the Barbarian just smashed his pole into a rock because he's stupid, Tanis. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead. And that took 2 hours to fish. 2 hours of fishing, and we broke our fishing equipment. Sweet. And I already took 1 hour to camp, so I don't know how that works because I went that way, backtrack, and then that way. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna say we went over there. That probably took an hour. Took 2 to fish, and now cross back again. That's 3. I'm gonna say we're back. I mean, this was a 5-hour trip. We spent a whole day trying to fish. And all we did was break our equipment. So because Tanis the Barbarian is stupid, and so we're gonna roll. 56, that's new. Let's see, what's 56? All right, so 56, as you can see, we got water in the corner. It's gonna be the same terrain, and we got the roads going every which way, which we have no roads, so that stinks. So let's draw our 4. I can't count. Did 5 there. And as you can see in 56, the water, well, there's no water here anyway, so okay, so no water. No, this is getting bleak, y'all. We're in a hilly little land. And I've used 5 hours. I'm entering, so let me no water, no roads. Why do I keep going this way? Let's see what's here. 51. Smoky cloud troubles. Okay, some of the things you can do. Basically, let's back this out. Shut up, cat. I'll be right with you. You're not in charge, okay? Oh, crap. We won't discuss what just happened there. So, the contents table is more than just contents. You have encounters, you have shelters, you have features, you have dungeons, you have troubles. And you have combat. We have trouble. We just got smoky clouds. No idea what that means. Doesn't sound good.
Guys, that was a quick playthrough of a few of the regions. I could go way farther into it, and you can also delve into dungeons. You can get a lot deeper into it. But I wanted to give you an idea of how the topography part works, which is the main thrust of the game. It's a ton of fun. I really love it. He also has this tool linked on the pocketlands.com site that you can get to, where it'll show you how these things work, right? So if you had any doubts, can I get this any bigger? Let's get it bigger, yeah. That too. Neato. All right, so let's say we're here. We go up. Now we've visited. Oh, we found a ruin, and so see the contents roll was a ruin. We go west, and so same topography. The road goes north, so boonk. And so, here's a question. Answer to my question right here is what happens when the water is at the same corner that it's coming in at. So let's go north because it's the road. So we go north, and I don't think that was right. Oh, you know what? I looked north. I didn't go west. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna go in now, and yeah, no water is built, and some sort of ruin. I don't hit that one. Teleportation portal right there. So you can use this thing to see if you're doing things right. So as we go left, there's a W, and there's no water connecting it. So I don't think that anything water-wise is going to happen, obviously. And it's the same grassland, so I'm going to move in. And I found a shrine, so I can do shriney things. I'm going to go north, grassland. There's the evil temple. I'm going to go east. It's a hill. And the road is going to the west while I'm coming in. So this was already drawn. So yeah, you get in the water. There will be a basin and water, I believe, going through. Well, actually, no, I think, let's see what happens. I don't know. Can't remember. So, and, ooh, necropolis, creepy. Let's go north. Water and blah, 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 yaddy, yaddy. Oh, new road starts. So that's how my road started, right in the middle. There we go. So guys, pocketlands.com is the website. Pocket Lands Overland Travel is the game. It's fun. It's a blast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I gave a good explanation. I'm sorry about the audio. That was the first time I tried the lapel mic. I won't be using that again. That was pretty terrible. But hey, appreciate you watching. Appreciate any support for the new channel. Give me a sub. Give me a like. Give me some comments if you've got some constructive criticism or you just want to talk. I would love to have some feedback. I appreciate you guys. I really do. And I thank you very much. And I hope to continue finding new, awesome games out there. They don't always have to be free, but I'd love to find ones that are so brand new that maybe they're in beta and we can try stuff out and we can all see if we like them or not. I think that would be a pretty cool niche. But yeah, thanks a lot. And as always, this is Classic Role Player signing off. Peace.